Got it.
Yep.
Good job, Paula. There's a flag.
Okay. It is 6:04 on August 30th, 2022. This is the Sewer Committee meeting for August 30th. I'd like to start the meeting. I'm John Reynolds, chairman of the meeting. I'd like to ask everyone to the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll start off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised this meeting of the Sewer Commission is being recorded and will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the public access webinar found on the posted agenda, or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar number 792-737-0353. If you're not registered with Zoom, you'll be able to ask for, excuse me, you will be asked for your name and an email address. No participant ID is needed, just press pound when asked. I'll do a roll call vote to confirm that all members are present and all persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Brett's not here yet. Okay, Dave McDonald.
Here.
Mike Nault. Mike Tavakis.
He is connecting to audio right now.
Okay. And I for myself. So we have a quorum. And staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Paula Bertram.
Aye.
Jane Rainley.
Here.
And Bill and Barbara will not be attending tonight. Okay, is there any public comment? Okay, seeing none, any announcements from anyone? Or I should ask, is there any public comment from the Sewer Commission?
One quick thing, John. I just want to thank everyone from the Lions Club. We had a fundraiser here on Hickory Hills, and the town came out and supported the food drive that we did, and they collected over 120 bags of food. So thank you to everybody in Lunenburg who donated to that. Appreciate it.
Is that still stored at the fire department?
No, it's at the TCP. And if you go online and go to the Food Alliance Club, they have their distribution tonight, Thursday and Sunday. So if you need food, go down to TCP. The hours are on the website.
Okay. Any announcements? Okay, I have one. The Q1 bills were sent out on 8/16. If you did not receive your sewer bill, you can call the sewer office or the tax collector's office. Bills can be paid online using the town's website at lunenburg.gov, mailed to the Boston address, printed on the invoice, or brought to the tax collector's office at the town hall. Okay, our first appointment, Smokestacks Roaster, is not here, and
they have canceled. They have withdrawn.
They
their
have
request for
canceled.
hearing.
Is Carlene Bailey here?
I don't.
Or someone
see her.
representing El Forno?
We have a 91 web here. I'm not sure who that
I'm
is.
sorry, that's me. I
Oh, okay.
have
Okay.
a new, I have a new
maybe-
computer, and I'm not sure how to change my name when I log into Zoom.
Okay. All right. They are not here yet, John.
Okay, I think, I assume we have to wait until 6:15.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So,
But we could jump to current business if you'd like, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I would like to. And the first item on the current business is pond view. A rather thick binder was delivered to the sewer department. I just very, very, very quickly went through it. I know, Paula, you went through it more than I do. And you sent out in the package a few items. So do you want to summarize a little bit the items that you included in the package?
Sure. So as you all received, the Pondview Commons comprehensive permit was submitted to the ZBA. It was received by the Sewer Commission August 25th. The letter from the attorney is dated August 16th. A couple of things of interest to the commission is they are seeking a waiver of fees from the town, and I sent a copy of that letter, which is dated August 4th. They are requesting that the Board of Appeals waive or reduce the filing fees as described in the zoning bylaw, and they sent a certified check for $1,000. Their request is based on the fact that, and this is their words, the board's rules purport to require payment of filing fees for the project totaling $86,000. The applicant finds these fees to be unreasonable, not consistent with fees required by the town for subdivision or special permit projects, and not designed to defray the town's actual direct costs of processing the application. The applicant is willing to pay a filing fee that is consistent with the regulations. So they are requesting a waiver of the fees. The thing of interest that to the Sewer Commission is I talked with John today, and my understanding that is often there's a peer review by the Commission for Engineering. There is a sentence in this letter that says the applicant also expects to fund the cost of a reasonable peer review of the project. However, the amount necessary to deposit towards those services should be determined following the board's receipt of proposals for such services and not fixed on the basis of an arbitrary schedule. So the discussion that I had today with John is that the commission may want to identify costs associated with their review and provide that information to the ZBA so that we can be assured that those funds are available.
Okay. So I would encourage everyone to read the two items that were included in the package that was sent out regarding Pondview. And of course, everyone's welcome to go over to the sewer department and peruse through the binder. But yeah, this is something we need to be on top of. And Paula, do you know when the board is going to have their first meeting discussing these requests?
I don't have a date as of yet, but I can check with Lisa Normandin, the ZBA secretary. One
Okay.
other item that I did want to mention to the commission is one of the items that I sent out was the list of requested waivers of local restrictions. And one of those is directly related to the sewer commission. They are talking about the fact that this project is located outside the designated sewer service area. So they are seeking a waiver from that requirement. So this body will have to act or make a recommendation to the ZBA on that.
And I'm not even sure at this point how we would handle that, since the sewer commission doesn't determine whether a property can be included in the sewer service area. That's a vote by the town. So I'm not sure what that means to us as a commission.
Mr. Chair, we have to make our report to the ZBA explaining why or our concerns about being outside our sewer district. Now it'll be up to the ZBA at the end to determine yes or no. My concern would be looking at and I think Ms. Bertram might understand this from being on one of the previous boards, that the connection fees are crucial. If they don't pay their connection fees, it's putting hardship on this town. And it's not like the town of Lunenburg keeps the connection fees. Those connection fees be passed on to Leominster. So I don't think Leominster is going to be too happy either. So by doing that, it's going to muddy up the waters big time, just so that everybody knows. It's not a slam dunk.
Right. And then if those connection fees had to be subsidized by the enterprise.
I don't think,
I haven't done the math, but it's a lot of money, so.
I don't think they can force us to, if we're in a hardship situation. But again, it all goes with Leominster, and I would recommend that our lawyers get the paperwork and get Leominster involved in this as well.
Right.
It's not just
Also-
a pass through.
And
Right.
to be, just as way of history, when Hollis Hills was going through, that project has now, that permit has now expired. However, the fees were waived by the court, and it would have been the responsibility of the town of Lunenburg, just as an FYI.
But,
And when you say the town of Lunenburg, we're really talking about the sewer enterprise. I would- Right,
Correct,
I think all of that
which
was
is a relatively small subset of the town of Lunenburg.
right.
I think that was a little muddy too, Paula, if I remember right. So it's a little bit different today than it was back when the old commission was there. But I think we learned a lot from the last one. So I think we have our Ps and Qs, but I highly recommend we get the lawyers in Leominster and get Leominster involved with us.
Okay. And then Paula, yeah, if you could find out when the appeals board is going to have this on their agenda, because this is obviously something that I believe the sewer commission needs to have more discussion about. And it's something I would like to put on the next agenda, unless there's the potential we might have to have a special meeting to talk about this. So if you could let me know as soon as possible, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Any other comments on that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we did submit our concerns to when Rob was here, along with Paula. Do you got a copy of those concerns that we worked on?
I don't have a copy here, but there was a letter sent by the sewer commission. It's a lengthy letter from town council relative to the town's concerns that includes the concerns of the sewer commission.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I recommend to start with, if Paula could pass that back out to the commission to refresh our memories what we did. We had extensive meetings on that as well, if you guys remember.
Right.
And by the way, Brett's on board here. Hi, Brett.
Hi, Brett. All right, Paul, if you could do that,
Sure.
that'd be great. Okay.
Brett, you're on mute, by the way. You're on mute, Brett. Paula, can you unmute Brett?
I can ask him to unmute, which I just did.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, great.
Hey,
Hi, Brett.
Hi, everybody.
Okay,
Hey, Brett.
Brett Ramsey has not joined the meeting. Okay, do we have anyone here yet representing El Forno?
We do have someone here named Betsy McNiff. I am not sure if that's a representative of Forno.
It is. Can you hear us?
Yes,
This is Mike. Hi.
Mike,
Yes, I'm here.
okay, there's someone on the screen named Betsy McNiff.
That's who Mike is under.
Okay, and Mike.
Yes.
Are you representing El Forno?
Yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Well, hi to everybody first. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So what happened was Grease Trapper, they were taking care of our grease. They picks up the grease and also they do in the grease shop. And somehow in the middle of the time when they were doing their business, I guess the business got sold, which is we were not aware of it. And during the process, somehow, as they claim, they lost the files in the process. But we have documents to prove that they did the job and we paid for it, but they never filed the report to the town on the right time. And we did send all the documents over to Barbara. And that's basically, that's all what I need to do. I don't know nothing about it unless I got informed from the town. Supposedly they were on a schedule, and somehow in the middle of doing what they were doing, they sold the business. The gentleman, Gary, sold the business. He lost in the interim. He lost all his files. He did not file to the town in the right times, and we were not aware of the situation at all until we heard from the town of Lunenburg. And I feel like it's something I didn't do any wrong whatsoever. It's supposed to come in, they do the job, they get paid for it, and they're supposed to file a report to the town, but they did not. Somehow they didn't. And now we are on different schedule with them on the quarterly schedule, and we schedule for the next month on the 24th to come in and to do what's supposed to do. But I learned my lesson, and now I'm monitoring myself the situation. We have a login file and what happened and when it's supposed to happen, so that way we can be on the top of the things. But as far as the last time it happened, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong because I pay for it. They came in, did the job, but they didn't do what's supposed to do themselves. And I don't know, nothing else besides what I'm saying. I have the receipts, I have document to prove that the job was done, and we pay for it. They didn't follow up as far as the company itself. That something out of my hand, and even I wasn't even aware of that's supposed to be. They're supposed to follow up with the town. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, just a couple thoughts. The application has a checklist on it, and it's pretty specific about the owner must comply with the sewer grease trap regulations. And in the regulations, and anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but it says that the owner is responsible for submitting the reports.
And unfortunately, I do understand that.
Okay.
But somehow, the year 2021, it was just crazy year, and try to do the best we can to get our business running and going. And I didn't follow up on it because I thought that was been done by the company.
Okay.
And I didn't, I didn't follow up. Again, I thought they would do that, but I guess I learned my lesson again, and that's what we're doing now. We're monitoring, and we have scheduled by the company, and we keep looking and see what's going on. Before we didn't.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
can I ask Paula Bertram her opinion? I'm looking at the log here on the, I see here received another call from Gary. Somehow a phone was put on the wrong schedule, blah, blah, blah. Do you see that, Paula, on the report?
I do, but there were a lot of emails between grease trappers and Barb as well as myself. But additionally, there were emails sent in February and March from Barb to El Forno that they were non-compliant due to the lack of pumping, and the system should have been pumped on 12/9/21. It was never pumped. We still do not have a record of that pumping. And 2 emails were sent relative to the fact that they were non-compliant and that we needed that report. And again, we have never received that report.
We're under the assumption of everything supposed to be sent to the town by Gary from Grease Trapper.
Paula, who are the emails going to?
To both Mike and Carlene at El Forno.
Okay.
And one was dated February 1st and one was dated March 28th.
Okay.
And we did follow up on that with Gary and his secretary, and we were promised that will get done.
Anyone else from the sewer commission want to make any comments?
The only concern I have is that there was quite a few correspondence going back and forth. It wasn't out of the blue. And I'm looking at the log now. So I mean, you were emailed on 3/29, 7/11. You responded back on 8/10. Today's 8/31, 8/30. Communication on 8/19. I just don't know what those communications entail. Bob, could you help us with that? I see food grease trappers.
So you can see the report, I believe that you have is 2 pages. Barb typically keeps a note of any communications she's had. I don't have the full context because I'm not at my work computer. However, she gives a synopsis of the conversation she's had, and we've since moved that to a database, which is the report that you're seeing. So if you go back to, as I said, the February 1st, which is on the 2nd page, you'll see that we received a report on 6/9/22 and stating that the system should be pumped again on 12/9. And we never received a report of that pumping. And so we had sent an email to Mike, and she actually says emailed Mike at El Forno. And then again on 3/28, we didn't get a response to that email, and we didn't get the necessary report. And then you'll see an email again from Barb on 3/28 stating that they still have not received the 12/9/21 report and that the establishment is now non-compliant. And then subsequent to that on 3/29, I received a call from Gary of Grease Trappers, who's saying he would get the report to us as soon as possible. And that when he sold the company in September, the new owners didn't realize that they needed to send the report. We never did receive that December report. If you read the 3/29 email, it says, received another call from Gary. Somehow El Forno was put on the wrong schedule and the system was not pumped. The new company will get out there this week to pump. See note from 7/20/21, same issue. So this has been a reoccurring issue. So
I think one of the things, Mr. Chair, what I would do is advise Mike to call his pumping company and get the records that they did pump this.
Yeah, I think that's good advice, Mike. If you could do that.
I would love to. I
Okay,
have no issues doing it.
I mean, all we need is just a certification that it's pumped. But Mike, I think when you get a letter from the town, I think you should kind of respond to it a little bit faster if you could. But if you can get the paperwork from, and I never heard of this company, what's it called?
food grease trappers, they actually do a lot of work within the town, but that business was sold by Gary to another entity. We had a similar problem with Asian Imperial. They also received a non-compliant fee. And they did request a hearing initially, and then they decided to pay the non-compliant fee, and they've switched grease trapping companies.
Mr. Chair, I would recommend that we give Mike 2 weeks to get the reports and take it up at our next meeting.
are you submitting that as a motion?
Suggesting right now, but any of the board members have any?
Okay. Does anyone else on the commission have any questions they'd like to ask?
I've got one question, and so I'm following this, that Gary sold the company. So it's my assumption that before that happened, Gary was filling out the reports and sending them in?
We were still having issues. If you go back to January of 2020,
Yeah.
we were still not receiving the internal logs. That was when Sean Patrick's was there. Carlene, who is still is now at El Forno, she's the new manager for El Forno.
Okay, yeah,
But there were issues.
okay, but we did at some point receive reports
Yeah, if you look at
from
the first,
Gary.
if you look at the first page
Right.
of the report,
Okay,
so the requirements are, if you look at the permit, it says that
Yeah.
the records have to be submitted within 30 days of the pumping.
right, yeah, I understand that part of it, right. I guess I'm just asking, did the company was following up, and at some point it fell off, whatever, that Gary's or whatever, that's, That's, I'm just trying to establish, that's all.
Well, I can only tell you that, from February 1st, we did hear
That's
back
what
from the
happened.
company on
Okay.
March 29th, which was a month,
Okay,
2 months later, that he would get the report. And then we found out they did not, in fact, pump in December as required.
okay, okay. So I guess I'd be in favor of like what Dave was saying of, if we can get records that it was pumped and move forward and get it, rectified. I'd be in favor of that, but that's it.
All right, would someone like to make a motion stating such?
Chair, I'd recommend that we postpone a decision on this for 2 weeks to give the owner of El Forno's a chance to call his pumping company and get him back online. If by chance that doesn't happen, then we stick with what we're planning on doing with the paperwork he received.
All right, someone want to second that?
I'll second that.
That,
Okay, any further discussion?
The only thing, Mr. Chair, Mike, do you understand what we're trying to do
I
here?
do. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
No, I
I get on
appreciate
it right away tomorrow morning, the first step.
You're a good establishment in town, and I know when you purchased it, it was all during the COVID stuff, but we gotta get that paperwork back online.
I work on it right away.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I guess
very much.
my only comment would be that we need to be concerned about consistency. So just keeping that in mind.
I might say something. I know.
Sure.
It's not nobody's fault. It's my fault to follow up. But in the past 30 years since I've been in business, I've been renting. So I never worried about those things because the landlord was doing it and we're paying for it. And we had, no prior experience this situation like this. And the landlord was taking care of the matter. And all what we had to do is just paying it. It's include the rent and we send it out every month. So it was not something I'm aware of. So in my place in Littleton, I had a company, the company do the grease. They haul the grease every quarter and they follow up on everything and they do what's supposed to do and they get a fee for doing what they do. So I wasn't bothered or involved for what's happening. Again, that's nobody's fault. It's my fault. I admit that, but I wasn't used to such a thing. So I learned all these things when I came into Lunenburg and we took over in the middle of the pandemic and tried to get the business going or try to survive and to do what's supposed to do just to, to get by. And we did not have a lot of business to start off with. So the grease was not one of my, things I was bothered with because I thought I met with Gary and Gary said, don't worry about it. We took care of it. We on it. We've been doing Sean Patrick for years. So we in a good hand. So I moved on and went off my head. I didn't even thought about after the fact. And this is what I got myself into it. So tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to call them and I'm going to work on it. And I keep you posted and let you know what happened.
Mr. Chair, Mike, I appreciate those comments. And again, you are a good business in town, but
Thank
we're
you,
also
sir.
here to help you. So when you get an email from the sewer commission, please return it. We're not here to hurt anybody. In fact, we waived all our sewer fees. So we're trying to help restaurants out in town and we're one of your biggest supporters. But when you get an email from a town or a department, please return a call because we could have fixed this a while ago. And I understand you're busy and all that, but
That's not an excuse, and I apologize for not
oh
doing it.
no, that's fine. We're just here to help you is what I'm trying to tell you.
Thank you. It's a lesson learned.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's a motion on the table to postpone a decision until the next sewer meeting, and it's based, our decision then would be based on whether El Forno gets us the information or not. Are we all in agreement on that's what the motion is?
Yep.
Okay. I guess my only further comment would be just concerned about consistency from business to business. So Let's take a roll call vote. Dave?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
And I for myself. And Mike DeVacis is not on, right?
No, I don't see him.
Okay, so the motion passes, so we'll wait to see what happens at the next sewer commission meeting. Paula, just, make sure Barbara gets it on there.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Is our 6:30?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Mike.
So Ryan,
Yes, sir.
you have the floor.
All right, thank you. So I'm Ryan Proctor. I'm from Dillis and Roy. I'm here representing the applicant and the proposed project at 3 Lancaster Avenue. The nature of the project here is a change of use. The new owner is proposing to convert the existing space into an office space. It was formerly the Dragonfly Cafe and Trudy's Treats. We're not proposing any external structural changes. We are striping the parking lot, but that is the only external feature that we're proposing. No changes to the utility connections. Again, just a change of use here. We did note on the sewer commission application that we're proposing an increase in sewer flow of approximately 85 gallons per day. The previous design flow was 240 gallons per day, and the new use will have a design flow of roughly 325 gallons per day. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns that you may have, but.
I guess I was just a little surprised that the flow is going to be greater, given that was a working kitchen.
Yeah, I think so. The Title V classification they fit it was technically it was a fast food, so it was done by the seat, and now we're going by overall square footage of the interior, so that hence the increase.
Okay. Does anyone from the commission have any questions?
Mr. Chair, I got a couple. One is Mrs. Bertram. Do you know if these guys at that Dragonfly still have an active grease trap? They have, I shouldn't say, is it still being billed? We know they had a grease trap.
They do not receive an annual permit or a bill, no.
Okay, so the question I would have is there still a grease trap on the inside of the building? If it is, it should be disconnected.
Right.
And Ryan, do you know if there's a grease trap inside?
I don't, unfortunately. I'm happy to get that answer for you, but I can't see there being an issue with discontinuing it, given the proposed use.
We just want to make sure there's no flow going through it after you guys take over the use. So that grease trap should be disconnected if it is still there. And Mr. Chair, I'd recommend that we get a plumber to certify that it's been disconnected. Now, it might be an in-ground one, which I wouldn't say take it out, but it should be disconnected.
Any other questions or ideas from the sewer commission?
I have an unrelated. I just got a message that my battery is very low. I don't have the charger. I'm hanging in there. I've got like 10 more minutes, but if I disappear, you'll know what happened.
Okay. Any other comments from the sewer commission?
No, congratulations and welcome to the town. I'm glad you're doing something with the building.
Now, do we want to wait to approve this until we hear about the grease trap?
You could approve it with the conditions that Mr. McDonald just stated, but that's up to you as the commission.
Yeah, I'm fine with doing that if when we
Yeah,
vote,
me too.
that's okay. So Dave, you want to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I recommend that we approve the change of use for, what was the address again? I'm sorry.
3 Lancaster Ave.
Three.
3 Lancaster Ave, with the speculation that you guys are going to eliminate the grease trap, discontinue the grease trap use, and send certification to the sewer commission or sewer office. I'm sorry.
Okay, and anyone want to second that?
Second that.
Okay, roll call vote. Dave McDonald.
Aye.
Mike Nault,
Aye.
Brett Ranson,
Aye.
and I for myself. Good luck with the change of use.
All right, thank you for your time tonight.
Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Ron.
Okay, back to current business. We already discussed Pond View. Again, Paula, the sooner we know when that meeting is, the better. I know you understand that.
Yep.
The next item is the ARPA.
Excuse me,
Sure.
Chair. If Mike Knoll's gonna be leaving, can you vote on minutes? Because we got him going back to 6:14 and he was one of the ones that was there. It was only you, Dave, and Mike at
That's
that
a
one.
good point.
Good job, Jane.
Good crap.
Right, Jane, look at you.
I know it.
Okay,
You talk. Bob's not here.
okay, let's see. All right, does someone want to make a motion to accept the minutes from the 6/14/22 sewer commission meeting? Which would
A
be,
motion that we accept the minutes for 6/14/22, which I think we can only, 3 of us can vote on.
correct. And does someone want to second that, Mike?
Yes, I will second that.
Okay. I assume there's no further discussion?
Nope.
Okay, let's do a roll call vote. Dave, Donald,
I,
Mike Nault,
Aye.
and I for myself. Okay. Anyone want to make a motion regarding the sewer commission meetings from 7/12/22? That would either have to be Dave or Brett,
I was gonna say I wasn't at that one.
right?
Brett, I'll let you do that.
Brett, do you want to make a motion to accept the meeting? Oh, did we just lose him?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, so we can't vote on those until he gets back.
Right.
And we can't vote on the 8/9 ones either until he
Right.
gets back. So at
Right.
least we got the oldest ones done.
Yay.
Okay. Then the next item under current business is the ARPA proposal. Bill did submit the sewer commission's ideas to Heather. And you all got his, I think it was a 3 or 4 page document in the package. And it was $200,000 for manholes and $300,000 for pump stations. Did you all have a chance to read that?
I saw the outline of it, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
I thought the manhole number was kind of high, but I think if it's an importance or priority, I'd rather see us go with the pump stations than the manhole covers.
yes, I would too.
What are the chances of getting all of it?
Probably not too good.
But not too good. All I know is I'm dodging the manholes on 2A again.
Yeah, but I think that might be in our maintenance program too. So if you look at the maintenance
We
program,
do have some money in the maintenance program for that.
so that would be, it's the pump stations. I don't think we really have that much for what we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So if we get some of the ARC money for that, but I wasn't aware the AQUA money at one time was for water related items like sewer or water or stormwater. And I'm surprised that the 3.5 is going through every department now. So, and that means parks and
Right.
schools. And so at the end of the day, I don't see us getting anything from it, to be honest with you, but I'm hoping we do.
Right. Well, I'll continue to talk to Bill about this and make sure that it's, well, we just need to keep it on the front page that we need the money for the sewer commission.
I don't know how we're gonna, I don't know the mechanism to.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know if I need to talk to Heather or the selectmen. Paula, do you have any thoughts on that?
I honestly don't. This is new to me. Certainly, I would recommend you follow up with Bill and potentially the selectmen. but I can certainly find out from Bill, his recommendations, and I can also relay that the sewer commission, the priority would be the pump station.
It sounded
would-
like, it sounded like it was going through the capital planning committee, but I'm not sure. If that's the case, Mr. Chair, maybe we can write a letter to the capital planning and request a meeting with them. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know what the policy is or anything, so.
I can try to find out and let you guys know.
Okay,
Heather might be, like John said, a good place to start the question.
Right.
but if Paula says she'll find out for us, she'll
Right.
find out for us.
Yep.
All right, this special town meeting coming up November 15th. And the warrant is open on, well, it opened on 8/23. And anything has to be in by 9/20, September 20th. So if we have any articles that we want submitted, that's the deadline. There will be an article on transfer to the stabilization fund, I think, which we do almost every year. I'll work with Barbara on that. But if you think of any other articles that might need to be added.
I don't know if we have any transfers coming up or not. I think our budgets look pretty good so far. Paula, what
So
do
far
you,
it has been, yeah.
Right.
but I'm more concerned about any, we have to take a look at the budgets and, hold on, for some reason, my computer's going screwy.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is.
Okay. The Q1 FY23 commitments. Paula, do you want to talk about?
The bills have gone out. They went out on August 16th, so we have the commitment form for you all to sign. The quarterly billing was $305,865.68. However, there will be some adjustments to that number, so it will be less. However, I have the commitment paperwork here for everyone to sign.
Okay. All right, and this is something we need to vote on. So if someone wants to make a motion to accept the commitment of $305,865.68 or less.
I'd be happy to make that motion for that amount of money
Okay,
regarding the FY23 commitment.
Dave, you want to second that?
A second.
Any further discussion?
Jane, do you have that? Because that's kind of a crappy, you got the numbers in there on that? We don't have the numbers.
I get it off of the recording.
Okay. All right, let's take a vote. Dave?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
And I for myself, so motion's accepted. Let's see, next on the current business is a privilege fee assessment for 17 Highland Street. Paula, do you want to talk about this a bit, or?
Sure. So the owner of the property has chosen to apportion the betterment over the 20-year period. So the sewer commission has to vote on that and issue an order of sewer privilege fee assessment. And so that is what this order is for. A privilege fee of $11,551.47 has been assessed. There's a recording fee of $105 that was provided by the owner for the cost of recording the lien. And this will be a lien on the property over the 20-year period. So the commission has to vote on that and sign the order.
Is that a connection fee or a privilege fee?
Privilege.
Privilege fee, yeah.
Mr. Chair, I put a motion that we accept the privilege fee. What was the address again?
17 Highland.
17 Highland Street.
So second.
Any discussion?
Just a clarification, it's the apportionment of the privilege fee.
Yes,
Correct. Correct.
thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, let's take a vote. Dave,
Aye,
Brett,
Aye.
aye for myself. The motion is accepted. Grease trap program. Paula, you want to?
Yep, so we issued fees in the amount of $4,350 for businesses that were non-compliant. Many of those have paid. We had a hearing tonight on one that had requested a hearing. We have 2 outstanding permits that have not been, applications that have not been received. One is for Conrad's Drive-In and the other is for A&D Crossroads. Those applications and permits were due on August 10th. And as of tonight, we have not received those. So emails have been sent to those establishments as well as calls. I don't see on the agenda to begin the non-compliance process, so I don't believe the commission can do that. However, if these remain non-compliant until your next meeting, I would recommend we do that.
Yes. If they have not been submitted, then yes, we'll have to add that to the next agenda.
Yeah. So that's it on that. The First Tuesday reports, we have received the majority of First Tuesday reports. Presto Pizza is currently not in business. They are actually out of the country, and they hope to reopen in August, but to date they have not. They indicated that they will forward the reports as soon as possible. We have received some late submissions. I believe I sent those out, or those were included in the packet. And we have not received Conrad's. So there are a couple that are outstanding, but I will continue to follow up on those.
Okay. And I just want to clarify, Presto, it isn't that they're no longer in business.
I'm sorry, thank
They
you.
took the
Thank
month,
you.
they took the month off, and I'm going to assume like took a long
Yeah.
vacation.
Right, and they hope to be back in August, but I don't believe that they are as of yet.
good, you scared me there, I like Presto.
Yeah, sorry, I do too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
Okay, it looks like since we have Brett back, we could take a vote on the minutes from 7:12. So if someone wants to make a motion to accept those,
Mr. Chair.
I'll make a motion to,
No, go ahead, Brett. No, you, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for 7:12.
Second,
okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, take a roll call vote. Dave,
aye,
Brett,
Aye.
and I for myself, the minutes are accepted. Okay, I guess we have to skip the 8-9 minutes because Mike's not here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have a quorum to accept
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
John, Brett, and
Ron,
Mike.
Brett, and Mike, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Next item on the agenda is the business manager's report.
So the MuniLink update, after doing this last billing, it's very clear to me we need a new solution. We need to eliminate the data entry and have a better error checking system. However, it kind of stalled because we were in the billing process. My goal is to have a meeting with the finance department, Karen, the town accountant, and Mylene, the tax collector, as well as Heather, the town manager. Currently, because of vacation schedules, we haven't been able to connect, but we are targeting the week of September 12th. And Heather has advised me of her availability, but we need to talk with them about how we can get the two systems to work together. MuniLink is recommending that we utilize the majority of their interface for customer payments, et cetera, but that would mean an upload to Munis through the Dreadnought Ledger. So that's something we need to talk about internally, how that process will work. It's my understanding that in December, we will be upgrading our Munis to the current version. So my hope is it will be much easier for import and exportability at that point in time. But it is still in the works, and I will keep you guys apprised of what happens with the meeting the week of the September 12th.
Okay.
Indirect cost adjustment. John, I don't know if you wanted to talk to this. You probably have more information on this. than I
Well, we discussed this at the last meeting when there was a 2-month hiatus between Rob Lee and Bill coming on, and we paid the we were charged for those 2 months. And there's a fairness issue about whether we should have or not charged, and we asked Barbara to follow up. And it looks like, I don't think Barbara has heard back, but if there is going to be an adjustment, it has to be done before the fiscal year.
Right.
is
It has to
closed.
be before the end of the closing of the fiscal year. So Barb's question is whether or not the commission wants to continue to pursue this question.
When is the close of the fiscal year?
Barb says, not sure when she'll be closing it, usually warns us. But I don't have a date yet.
Okay. So the question comes down to, does the commission still want to pursue this or not? It came down to approximately $900, just under $900.
You know, Mr. Chair, I would write a letter to town manager and find out what happened, why. I just like an explanation, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna shut down the sewer commission, but you know, we have budgets like the hot town does. So
Right.
I'd like to see if there's any kind of credit we can get back or.
Right.
I know everybody worked hard, especially the people at the DPW during that. So I mean, I'd rather see the money split with some of the people who are working there, taking over for that, to be honest with you. Or at least a cookout or something for them. I mean, they all worked hard and they showed their dedication, so.
Right, but this hasn't got anything to do with, I'm not questioning that. I'm not sure this has anything to do with that.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that these guys did the job without really, they did it on their own.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
Be nice
When-
to get
when
them
is-
a tip, but I don't see how that would work.
Yeah. Paula, when is Barbara coming back?
Tuesday.
So next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah. There was an email sent from Barb to Heather on August 12th, and as of August 22nd, we hadn't received a response.
Mr. Chair, I recommend you take this offline and maybe call the town manager yourself and.
No, I was going to suggest that too. So, I mean, it's not something we have to take a vote on. So let's
But
move on.
it is a good question, Mr. Chair. I mean, I would ask the town manager, what's her thinking on it?
Okay, FY23 budget to date. Did everyone have a chance to look at that?
That, Mr.
Briefly.
Chair, I'm sorry, I didn't take a look at it.
I took a very quick look at it. I didn't see anything of concern. I think we're doing fine.
Paula, what's your opinion on that too?
Agree. Currently, your expenses year to date are $39,531.41. Your revenues are $347,461.97.
Mr. Chair, I'm just wondering what the water bill is actually gonna be coming in with this dry weather and the low water table. So it'd be interesting to see where we are.
It'll be very interesting. And I want to personally thank the Sewer Commission for allowing new lawns to not be charged Because obviously I have a new lawn and I've been spending a lot of money on water. So. it's
Make sure
great
you get
quality.
your meter.
Yeah,
Yep, and we're doing the waiver of sewer charges, and with the billing this year, I provided an overview of how we arrived at the average, the last 4 usage, and
Right.
then we determine what that credit should be. And in each bill that received a deduction, I included an overview of how we arrived at the amount.
okay, great. Invoices. Paula.
So we have 3 invoices for the commission to sign. The city of Fitchburg for the period of 6/26 through 7/25. It's an invoice in the amount of $14,154.55. The city of Leominster, we have a bill for usage for $112,146.74. And then we have an invoice for legal for $81.34, and that's related to a discussion Barb had regarding order of discharge for bankruptcy case. So those invoices do need the commission's signature.
Okay, does anyone have any questions of Paula regarding that?
When do we gotta get in there to sign this by? So sooner the better, but-
The sooner the better. Before
Yeah.
Barb comes back would be good. So I'm there until Thursday of this week.
Right.
then-
And we actually have 3 items that need signature, so.
Right.
And did you all read Barb's letter of resignation?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I would recommend we hold off on accepting that until next meeting.
I agree. Okay,
Mr. Chair, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Our 6:45 appointment, did I miss something?
They are not in it. They did not attend. Let me just give you an update on that situation. This is a situation that the sewer manager had advised you out of. It's a construction of a new home at 400 Sunny Hill Road. The water meter was turned on, but there is no application or permit to connect has been issued. We have received the drain layers application for a drain layers license. It is Holly Equipment LLC. And we did get their certificate of insurance. So we have the requirements for the drain layers. However, we do not have the application to connect or the associated fees as of yet.
Mr. Chair, I missed that last meeting. Is he connected to our sewer now?
no.
Okay.
I mean, not that anyone is aware of.
Right.
And this, I don't know how many you've received the email string, but Barbara started talking to them about this in 2021, I believe, and there's been several emails with no responses, which, you know, in her years of doing this, it just was highly unusual, which is why she was sort of addressing this as a potential illegal connection. So obviously, we need to keep our eye on that. And Rob had asked for an engineered plan. I don't know why yet. And Barb at the time, when I talked to her, wasn't 100% certain. So, but it just sort of things in this particular bill were done differently than what the sewer department is used to.
Right. And my understanding is the contractor is in contact with Whitman and Bingham regarding an engineer.
Okay. All right, so we'll just keep it on the agenda.
Yeah.
Any public comment from the public? We don't have any public comments from the sewer commission? Dave, you must have something.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could put this under action items. Now that we have Paula and Barbara kind of up the loop, I think it's, especially with the Aqua money out there, it might be a good time to sit down with our counterparts in Leominster and talk about the Whalen District as far as getting these pipes either coated or lined or I think it's time for us to reach out to Fitchburg and Leominster, our partners, and meet them face to face. So maybe either invite them to a meeting, or maybe you and a little committee can sit down in the office and discuss this. But I know the problem in Whalen is just as bad for Leominster as it is for.
Right. Right. And I know we've been talking about this for quite some time, and then COVID hit and sort of been put on the back burner. So I agree, this would be a good time to sit down.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I have to jump off for a family situation. My apologies.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mute for a minute.
Yep. Mr. Chair, if you want, we can take a roll call to adjourn the meeting.
Yes, I would just ask that everyone get over to the
Yep.
highway department to sign the documents as soon as possible. So, do I have a motion to close?
I make a motion to close.
Anyone want to second that?
Second.
Roll call vote. All in favor? Brett,
Aye.
Dave,
You're gonna ask for Jane too. She talks now. Aye.
yeah. And I, for myself, the meeting has now been adjourned.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Jane.
Thanks, Jane. Thank you, Paula.
Okay, yep.
Paul,
Good night,
you're all
everybody.
done.
Okay,
Okay.
good night, everybody.
Hope everything's okay.
Yep, everything's okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.